Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow. And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Irreverent Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll.
Good morning, brothers and sisters, and welcome to our new members who may be enjoying us for the first time, wherever you may be, or wherever you may be enjoying us for the first time, wherever you may be, and wherever you want to be, because you may not be where you want to be, yet there you are. Where I am, here in my office, it's Sunday, September 21st, the International Day of Peace, and 70 degrees and no humidity. Okay, very little humidity. But on the other side of this wall, just 9 inches away, it's 64 degrees with 12% humidity and a 35% chance of rain. And 100% chance that everyone is observing the International Day of Peace. That's right. There is no fighting amongst my African brothers. Netanyahu has stopped bombing Gaza and began feeding and building there. Russia has given up its desire to eradicate Ukraine, and Trump has ceased his war on reason and reasonable people. Everything is beautiful in its own way. Welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, OBS, MCL, LIX. And people, meaning not myself, I never call myself these things, have also called me the racy reverend, the pervert pastor, the vile vulgar vicar of vice, the sexy shepherd, the missionary man, the minister of mischief, the wicked witness, the dirty deacon of doggy style, the frisky friar, the ass man abbot, the booty banging brother, the handsy high priest, Father Fismus, the wicked I like to watch witness, the holy hoe, the divine dominating dominee, the depraved preacher, the minister of making love, the clergy of cunning conversation while eating that pussy and that nasty N-word. Yes, indeed. The point is that I come by many names and by many methods, but I do not come easy. No. And let us begin. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Yes, indeed. Thank you. It started a little rough, but it's getting a little better. Because, as we know, by this point, we'd have hit 9 different buttons. We could have hit 9 different buttons to get a fuck yeah, and there are only 8 buttons in that little thing. Maybe there are 9 buttons. I don't remember that one, but hey. So it's a good day. It's a good morning. And we appreciate the people behind the scenes. It is time for our opening prayers, sponsored by Tantally. If you need an opening, Tantally has your opening needs. Now, if you or someone you know is in need of a prayer by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, please send your request for a prayer, a healing, forgiveness, or any such request to me at Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at gmail.com. Now, please remember to spell roll with an E on the end. Otherwise, that other Jelly Roll, not me, or any other Jelly Roll who's not me, could wind up with your request. And you do not want to trust those people, them people with your blessings. Okay? That would be like trusting Equifax with keeping your your personal data safe, okay? Or TransUnion with keeping your personal data safe, which we know they do not. Just got a letter in the mail saying we did not keep your stuff safe, but keep giving us access to your stuff, even though people keep stealing it from us. And in return, we'll let you know if somebody steals it again after a month, after they've had it for a month. I'm sorry, that just don't fucking fly with me. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit upset because they got me. They stole my social security number and my date of birth information. Okay, they got me. I know, a reverend of all people. Why the fuck would you want to fuck with a reverend? Don't they know that's like instant hell? Instant hell. Because if I catch your ass, that's what I'm going to release on it. I am a pacifist. I'll pass my fist up your ass and straight out your mouth. You will taste my elbow. That's how far your ass I will pass my fist. Okay, I'm sorry. I get upset when people fuck with things that I can't do anything about. Makes me, I start to feel powerless. But you don't have to feel powerless. You have the power. And through me, just send your prayers to me. We will power through together. That's right. We will be a power couple, top and the bottom, a side and side, together. Us fighting for good things, for you, for me, for all the good stuff. That's right. But FYI, and this is our legal disclaimer, while all prayers are heard, not all prayers are answered, although they are not leaked without your consent. We are not TransUnion. We are not the credit agencies. Okay? We will not leak your prayers without your permission. Having said that, not all our prayers are answered when we want them to be. Some loopholes and restrictions may apply. And by May, I mean May, June, July, and all of the months it will apply. So please, brothers and sisters, unless you're driving your car or your significant other, and if that is the case, just close your eyes like this. See how I did that? Yeah, now you don't have to open your mouth when you close your eyes, because in some places that will get you in trouble, depending on how long you close your eyes and how close you are to danger. So unless you're driving your significant other, just close your eyes and let Jesus do the driving while we pray. Yes, indeed. Dear Lord, please bless brother Ricky Hatton. Ricky Hatton, a former world boxing champion who won titles in the light welterweight and welterweight divisions, was found dead at his home in England. He was 46. Hatton last fought in 2012 after he retired from boxing. That's right. After he retired from boxing, he attempted suicide, struggled with alcohol, drug use, and depression. He retired from boxing, but continued to fight with his demons. Ricky Hatton's exact cause of death has not been confirmed. It has been reported that Hatton had expressed a desire to drink and drug himself to death. Well, it is important to have desires and goals after retirement. It helps to keep you young. Hatton had announced a comeback recently and was set to fight Isa Alda in a middleweight clash on December 2nd in Dubai. If you are going to Dubai, do not buy tickets for that fight. I suspect it's going to be a one-sided event. Just a hunch that one of those fighters is not showing up. Rest in peace, Ricky. You've lost your last bout. Can I get a rematch? Dear Lord, please bless Brother Robert Redford. Yes, indeed. Robert Redford, who transcended his golden boy good looks and redefined the role of iconic movie star with his work as a much admired director, and founder of the Sundance Film Festival, has died. He was 89. While no specific cause of death was provided, his publicist confirmed that he died in his sleep at home outside Provo, Utah. As he said in his portrayal of Mr. Death, quote, "You see, no shock, no engulfment, no tearing asunder. What you feared would come like an explosion is like a whisper. What you thought was the end was the beginning." Close quote. Redford's career began with Nothing in the Dark, where he played Mr. Death. Redford was in 123 films, including All the President's Men, Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, The Natural, which I've seen probably an unnatural 30 or 40 times, 3 Days of the Condor, Barefoot in the Park, The Castle, and so many more. Which I shouldn't have to tell you that because I said 123 films and I just listed, 7? If you can't figure out that there was many more, you're a fucking idiot. Okay, now, and this is just a personal note, because this is from Robert Redford's first role in War Hunt to his last role in Dark Winds. Thanks a lot. Now you're saying that doesn't make sense. It does if you saw Dark Winds. I believe that was the last words he spoke on film. It was a cameo appearance. Thanks a lot. Rest in peace, Robert. Death, where's the sting? Can I get a all right. Dear Lord, please bless Brother Brad Everett Young. Grey's Anatomy actor and celebrity photographer Brad Everett Young died September 15th due to injuries sustained from a traffic accident in Los Angeles. He was 46. The collision occurred on the 134 freeway on the morning of September 14th. When the Boy Meets World alum became Man Meets Car fatality. Young made numerous one-off appearances on television and in films. Among his most recognizable roles were in Boy Meets World, Felicity, Grey's Anatomy, and Numbers. Young's most famous film performances were in the movies Love and Basketball, Charlie's Angels, which is, oh, never mind. I'm not going to make a Charlie Kirk joke. I'm not going to do it. But I want to. Jurassic Park 3, I Love You, Man. The Artist, and a 2017 version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Rest in peace, Brad. You developed into a fine photographer. Can I get an Elvis Costello song in here? Accidents so happen. Dear Lord, please bless Brother John Macias. John Macias, the 2-time Emmy-winning writer and producer whose credits included Saint Elsewhere, Touched by an Angel, Providence, and The White Shadow, passed away peacefully at his Los Angeles home on September 13th. His cause of death was ALS, American League Series. I'm sorry. I'm being told by my producer that it's pronounced amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. My bad. It looks like it said American League Series. He was 75. Rest in peace, John. I guess it was Providence that you died in your sleep and not on a church show like some reverends. Can I get touched by an angel with soft hands and small fingers? Dear Lord, please bless Sister Mary Rose Oker. Former Representative Mary Rose Oker, the first Arab American woman in Congress, died September 13th in Lakewood, Ohio. Mary passed peacefully in her sleep. She was 85. Mary Oker was a Democrat from Cleveland's West Side and was first elected to the House in 1976, serving 8 terms, winning easily each time before losing to Republican Martin R. Hoke in 1992 due to a redrawn district and overdrawn bank accounts. That's right. If you call having written more than 200 bounce checks a scandal, okay, I don't see the problem. She was an Arab American. It's the Jews that are supposed to be good with money. You know, people can be so racist. Rest in peace, Mary. You passed peacefully like a good check. Can I get who writes checks anymore? Anyway. Dear Lord, please bless Sister Patricia Pat Crowley. Pat Crowley passed away on September 14th, 2 days before her 92nd birthday. She was 91, in case you failed math. Crowley had amassed a wide array of film and television credits over the span of her 60 years in show business, among them key roles on 2 soap operas, Dynasty, where she played Emily Falmount, and Falcon Crest, where she played Dr. Lillian Hiller. Crowley also appeared in Forever Female, Money from Home, There's Always Tomorrow, and Please Don't Eat the Daisies. Rest in peace, Pat. I hope you didn't eat all the daisies. You will need some to push up. Can I get a full arrangement? And finally, Lord, finally, please bless the entire behind-the-scenes staff at Mind Dog TV. They are truly doing your work, even on a rough Sunday like today. They're doing your work. You know, they got things to do other than be here. They could be painting. They could be feeding animals. They could just be fucking sleeping, like apparently many people are doing right now as we speak, just out there sleeping. But that's okay. That's what they get paid to do. It's a Sunday. They don't have to be here. I do. They don't. But the people behind the scenes, they're truly doing your work, helping to spread your word throughout the wordosphere. That's right. They could be anywhere today, but they're here today, just wishing that they were anywhere. That ought to count for something. MindDogTV.com, the place to go to get your Church of Last Resort gear and your coffee with the dog gear. Now, let's, as always, I'm grabbing the wrong thing. Let's, as always, have a little bump for the Lord, brought to you by Get You a Sip. And you're probably wondering, how long is this Shine Berry Sweet Tea going to last? And I don't know the answer to that because I can only take a sip at a time. Because, like I said, this shit is sweet enough for pancakes and strong enough to burn a hole in it. And if that ain't a catchphrase worth having 40 proof alcohol in your belly, nothing is. So let's have a little bump for the Lord. Holy shit. Yeah. Sorry. Just one more. There we go. I think I should be good. So, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Yeah, thank you. Lord. Now, we had mentioned that you could you can go to minddogtv.com and you can buy merch for the Church of Last Resort, but you can also buy stuff for Coffee with the Dog, which is our flagship program, right? Yeah, the flagship program. That's where all this stuff, well, it's not exactly where all the stuff comes from because there's stuff before Coffee with the Dog, but this is, I can't explain it, okay? I can't. I just can't. It's too early. What I'm saying is, if you have some kind of product or some kind of talent that you want to promote, you should be on Coffee with the Dog, okay? And my associate, the good sister Curly Hair So Bright, is going to tell you about it.
Comedians, musicians, songwriters, filmmakers, authors, and podcasters. Coffee with the Dog is booking for the
fall and winter
now. Get free publicity and hone your interview skill in a fun and safe setting. Coffee with the Dog is a live radio, live stream podcast based in New York that airs daily Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 o'clock in syndication on iHeartRadio, as well as video streaming platforms like YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, and many other platforms. Guests usually come on remotely via StreamYard, like Zoom but easier, although occasionally we do in-studio interviews. The morning show focuses mainly on comedians and musicians, and they have interviewed many top names and classic celebrities such as Robert Klein, Mike Binder, Eddie Brill, Doug Stanhope, Steve Byrne, Paul Provenza, Jeff Altman, and many, many others. For booking, go to minddogtv.com/booking.
Thank you, Sister Curly Hair So Bright. She does a wonderful job. And she says that, look, I know there's one more day of summer left technically, but let's face it, by the time some of you are going to see this, it's going to be the fall. Okay, it's going to be Monday by the time some of you. Most people don't catch this live. I know you're surprised. You're saying, what? You don't have 400,000 people watching it live? No, because it's too early in the morning. Those 400,000 people don't start watching until Monday. And by then, it will be fall. And she said, I should just say fall and winter so that the people who watch this for the first time on Monday don't think I don't know what day it is. And I agree with her. Although if they're watching it on Monday, it still says to them that I did this on Sunday. But she doesn't want to look bad. She says, no, I'm going to say fall. I'm just going to say fall. And I say go with it. So I fell for it. She talked me into it. So brothers and sisters, our sermon today, it is called A Partridge in Ecstasy. It is taken from the book of Andrew, Partridge, Andy to some, the lead singer and songwriter for XTC, spelled XTC. Today we're looking at their song, Dear God. Okay. Dear God is a song by XTC, written by Andy Partridge. The song expresses the thoughts of an atheist who writes a letter to God, challenging his existence and addressing the suffering in the world. It was inspired by a series of books with the same title, Dear God. Now, I'm just going to confess that actually, I know that at the time that this song was written, Andy Partridge was not an atheist yet. He was at the last straw. He was at his last straw, and he wrote this on his last straw, probably using a straw. I don't know. I didn't see the original. The original paper where it was written, but he wasn't an atheist yet. Not yet. Now, the original books, which Partridge had read, in his mind, exploited children. Now, this song, Dear God, was first released as a non-album single. And as popular as it was not the A-side, it was the B-side single. you only got 2 sides with singles, A and B, and this was the B side. The A side was a song called Grass. I know you never heard of it either, unless you bought the single. It has become one of XTC's most notable tracks. And it was finally released as part of their album Skylarking. And when it was released on that album Skylarking, it actually replaced the song Mermaid Smiled. And I'm saying that because I think they remastered it in 2001. And when they remastered it, they did include Mermaid Smile, probably because they had more room. Because the albums, many of you do not know this, albums, vinyl albums, basically had enough room for 45 minutes worth of music. 45 to 46 minutes worth of music. That's why cassettes were 90 minutes, 45 on each side, giving you roughly one album per side. That was by design. Now, some albums managed to squeeze in a few extra seconds. So if you had, let's say, a Memorex tape, you actually got 47 minutes per side on a 90-minute cassette tape. So your 90-minute cassette tape was actually 94 minutes, just in case an album could go long. What was the point of pissing people off having exactly 45 minutes when an album went 46 minutes? And then they say, like, shit, I didn't have then, like, if you were like me, then you go back and redo the album and you would take out all the gaps between the songs trying to make up that distance, or you'd fade it out. So it wasn't like you abruptly ended it. So that's why I brought Memorex tapes, because they gave you the extra minutes. I don't know why I thought of that. I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, it was because originally they had to bump Mermaid Smiled to put Dear God on that album. See, because now when it was remastered in 2001, there were CDs, and you can put like up to 55 minutes on a CD. I believe it is maybe an hour. My CD was 55 minutes. We'll see. So the song Dear God begins. Okay, I'm sorry. It's from the Prophet Andrew, the Book of Skylarking, track 3. I could be wrong. I forgot. Dear God, the vocals in Dear God begins with a child's voice. Jasmine, yes. I think that's how that's pronounced. Veillette. Jasmine. We'll call her Jasmine. Jasmine says, the opening line, Dear God, hope you got the letter. Okay. This child took the time to write a letter. Now, how desperate or frustrated do you have to be to write a letter to God? I mean, obviously, the easiest way is to pray. Okay. And so how many times did they pray and not get the answer they wanted till they got so frustrated that they said, I'm writing a letter. Fuck the phone call. I'm writing a letter. When you write a letter to someone, you are pissed. I'm telling you that now. You are pissed. You say they're not listening, and so you're taking the time to write it down so that if there's any words they missed, they're still there. They're right there. If you've ever had somebody break up with you and leave a letter, they're pissed. If you've ever been a politician and you get a letter from one of your constituents, chances are they're pissed. Because when they're happy, usually they don't write. You know that from Yelp reviews. Very few people leave a happy Yelp review. Very few people, when they're in the restaurant and they're having a good time, when they're walking out the restaurant, say, thank you, I had a good time. They expect to have a good time and they just walk out. And what they should do is say to the waitress or waiter or the chef, thank you, I had a good time, I had a good meal, nice place, I will tell my friends about it. That's what you should say to counteract all of the negativity that's out there. So this child was angry, very angry. They wrote a letter to God. So, dear God, hope you got the letter, and I pray you can make it better down here. The child can see that things are not good and that someone needs to do something because nobody else is doing anything down here. Dear God, I prayed, and now I'm writing you a letter. Please do something to make it better down here. The child continues. I don't mean a big reduction in the price of beer. That's right. Why would a child need that? And also, is it saying beer is already too cheap? Or is that they're saying that there's so much drunkenness that beer can be more expensive? We don't need to reduce the price of beer. Not my concern. I'm a child. I shouldn't be drinking beer anyway. Continues. But all the people that you made in your image. Let me repeat that. They didn't repeat it, but I'm going to repeat it. But all the people that you made in your image. The child is saying, not only are these people in your likeness, but they're your responsibility. Let me say that again. Not only are these your likeness, but your responsibility. You made us. Why are you going to make us if this is what you're going to put us through? This is the child saying it. You know what they say? From the mouth of babes. From the mouth of babes. And when that babe writes a letter, that's because nobody was paying attention to the mouth of babes. See them starving on their feet because they don't get enough to eat from God. That's right. They're saying, God, you put us here. That child is saying, God, you put us here. How come you're not feeding us? Where's all the food? Why? Where's all the food? Now, I'm going to, unlike last week when we did Sea Epic, where you actually got to hear God's side of the story, this is pretty much a one-sided conversation coming from people to God. You don't get to hear God's side. And for what it's worth, God can respond. Nobody's stopping God from responding. Stop the starvation, stop the wars. But we'll get all to that later. Okay. Basically, the child is saying, do something. And then the next line, can't believe in you. Can't believe in you. This child cannot believe in a God that allows the things that it allows, that creates and abandons. That I can't believe in you. The child is very, very abrupt, very honest. The next verse starts right after that, and it's the voice of Andy Partridge. Now remember, at this point, Andy is not a full-on atheist. His faith is hanging on by a thread. And he begins, Dear God, sorry to disturb you. That's right. He's saying, God, I know you're busy, and I apologize. He says, Dear God, sorry to disturb you, but I feel that I should be heard loud and clear. Okay, like the child in the previous verse, he feels ignored, but he hasn't given up on prayer yet because he's still praying. He hasn't written a letter yet. He's not so pissed off that he's writing letters. He's like, okay, I'm still praying. I hope you still hear me. You know, I want to be heard, and I'm hoping that you hear me loud and clear. His next line, we all need a big reduction in amount of tears. That's right. Very plain and simple line. It's too much suffering. Too many people are crying. We need a big reduction in amount of tears. Continuing on, and all the people that you made in your image. Okay. Here, the verse is repeated with the exception of one word. The child said, but, and the grown-up said, and. Why the shift? Why the shift? Why does the child say, but, And the man says, and they both continue with the same words after all the people that you made in your image. Let's ponder that for a second. Okay, I pondered it, and I have no idea. None. Next line. See them fighting in the street because they can't make opinions meet about God. All right. Now, if the existence of God is a fact, what do opinions matter? Okay. If there's a fact, if it's a fact that the sun is hot, what does your opinion matter? Anything else about the sun other than it's hot? If you can't sit there and put an ice cube on it and it's not going to melt if you get that fucking close, it's hot. Okay? Some things are facts, and opinions should not matter. Opinions should not matter, but they're like assholes. Everybody has one. And some think their opinions or their assholes are better than others. See, if God is all powerful but can't arbitrate peace, then he's not all powerful. Or his weakness is people. Okay, I'm getting ahead of things. Okay, his next line is, I can't believe in you. All right. And he says that because there's God. I can't believe in you. If you're allowing all this to happen, I can't. This is not the God I signed up for. Now, down in the bridge, there's a series of questions. Maybe two. Two is not a series, right? Because if you're a serial killer and you only kill two people, you're not a serial killer yet. You need a third. So it's not a series. It's a couple of questions. First one, did you make disease and the diamond blue? The second question, did you make mankind after we made you? Okay. And the third question, and the devil too. See, so what's three? They just used exclamation point as opposed to a question mark, but it is a question. It is a question without a question mark. Did you make disease and the diamond blue? Okay. Two opposed ideas. Disease, which is sickens you, and a blue diamond, which is very precious. Mankind. Did you make mankind after we made you? Okay. So, and if the question to that one is yes, then we have a problem. He's saying, maybe you don't exist. Maybe what I think is God is something that I created, and therefore I should be doing something to fix this. Because if I created you, I need to fix the things I'm waiting for you to fix. In the third verse, the prophet Andrew says, Dear God, don't know if you noticed, but your name is on a lot of quotes in this book. Now, this one here is especially astute. It says, God, don't know if you noticed. Okay. Now, in the Bible, in the good book, there's this thing called Jacob's Ladder. Now, I'm going to explain to you about Jacob's Ladder. All right. Jacob was an Israelite. Well, I don't think he was an Israelite just yet, but he was one of Abraham's descendants. Okay. And Jacob was pondering how God worked, and he fell asleep. And in his sleep, God gave him a vision. And in the vision, Jacob is, let's say, under this tree. This is Jacob. He's under the tree. He's visioning. Okay. He's visioning. And in the vision, which is what this is his vision over here, there's a ladder. Okay, and it goes to earth and all the way up to heaven, up to the sky. Okay, and there are angels. This is an angel with the wings. He's climbing up the ladder, and there's his legs. The angel is going up the ladder, and the angels are coming, more wings, more hands. They're coming down the ladder. So angels are coming down the ladder, and angels are going up the ladder. And what they are doing is they're reporting to God. See, God does not know what's going on down here. God has to be reported to by the angels. There we go. There you can see the angels there. So in the ladder, not the ladder like LATTR, the ladder, angels are going up to report to God. They're talking to God, and God is sending the messengers back down to angels. Then angels talk to the people. That's why there's so many appearances in the Bible when it says, the angel of the Lord appeared to me. Okay? The angel of the Lord appeared to me, because that's protocol. You talk, angels see something that's going on down here. Angels report up to heaven, says to God, God, this is what's going on. And God says, okay, tell them this. All right. So there's two things here. First of all, it says right there in Jacob's ladder, that whole sequence, that God actually doesn't do anything. Okay. He's like an executive, a CEO. He goes, angel goes up and says, we have pestilence down there. And God goes, all right, tell them if they want to eat, they need to move out the desert and plant corn over here. And then the angel goes down and says, guys, you got to move. You can't stay here. God says there's like water coming in about 3 months up that way. By the time you get there, those who survive will get the water. And then a person says to the village, angel of the Lord spoke to me. We got to move. Okay, so that's how that works. So, it says, dear God, don't know if you noticed. Okay, so by definition, God didn't notice. So now the question is, are the angels telling God that his name is in these books? Or can't they read? They may be functionally illiterate, or they don't speak English. They say when I say they, I mean scholars, biblical scholars, the language of angels is actually symbolism. And we use words in our books, not symbols. They don't read words, they read symbols and hearts and stuff like that. So God probably has no idea what's in the book. If the angels can't read, and if angels are the ones that tell God what to do or what's going on, God doesn't know what's in the book. The angels come down to say things to people. They don't know what the people wrote down. They can't read. They're functional illiterates. I'm spending a lot of time on this because this is very important. Because the question is, dear God, don't you know, or don't know if you noticed but your name is on a lot of quotes in this book. Okay? And then the next line says, us crazy humans wrote it. You should take a look. So now Andy, the prophet Andrew, is just saying, look, we wrote the book. Okay? You didn't write the book. We wrote the book, and we're a little bit crazy. We may not have gotten it right. You should send someone to check what we wrote. Okay? Because there are a lot of contradictions in here. You know, some people, look, there's one version where it says God said to Noah to take two of every animal. Then in the same chapter or the same book, it says God says take 7 of every clean animal and only 2 of every unclean animal, which is slightly different than 2 of every kind. Do the math. You wind up with a lot more animals if you're taking 7 of the clean and 2 of the unclean. Now, I don't know why God would call one of his own creations unclean. If God created it, you would think everything would be clean and be without judgment. He created it, or she, or they. So God says, please, Andrew, the prophet Andrew says, please, look what's in your book. Look, what's in that book? Now, Yes, yeah, why? I don't know why he created unclean animals. And now, to be honest, maybe, and this is just a theory because I was not there. In the beginning, there were not unclean and clean animals. They were just animals because he did not know what they were going to do. You know, it's like having a child. You have a child, you name your child, you raise your child, and you don't know whether or not that child is going to be a slob or have OCD where everything is just too clean. You don't know what your child's going to be a little scrubber or a little germ infested thing. You don't know. You have to wait to see if when it grows up, what traits did it inherit and how are they going to be displayed? So maybe that's what happened. And once God saw this, he goes, whoa, those animals are clean. They lick themselves, they groom each other to get the ticks and fleas like monkeys and the apes. They're very clean. Cockroaches are very clean for what they do. Cockroaches are very clean. I'm not eating one, but I bet you they were on the ark, and I bet you there was more than 14 of them. If there were only, well, if they're only, I just can't imagine that he's going, okay, there's only room for 14 cockroaches because the cockroaches go like, look, we really don't take up much space. I think you're going to need more of us because what we do is we clean. That's our job. We clean. So he goes, okay, we'll have, all right, I'm not going to listen to God. I'm going to have, let's say, I'm going to take 7 cockroaches, but they're all going to be, I'm going to take 14 cockroaches, 7 pair, but 10 of those pair are going to be pregnant. Okay. That's my compromise. That way I won't disobey God. I still have only 7 pair, but by the time you get on that boat, those eggs hatch. We got a deal. Let's shake on it. Okay. So that's why I don't think they were clean or unclean in the beginning. He just didn't know what he was making. They didn't know what they were making. So now it continues. All the people that you made in your image, again, reminding God, this is the 3rd time they're saying this, 3 times a charm. Okay. A lot of things in the Bible happens 3 times. That 3 is a magic number. Ask Schoolhouse Rock. 3 is a magic number. Okay. That's 3 times they say this. All the people that you made in your image, reminding them each time, we are your responsibility. Okay. So it says all the people that you made in your image still believing that junk is true. And that junk is the stuff in the Bible they referred to earlier. Well, I know it ain't, and so do you. So he's still talking to God. He's still believing in God. But what he's saying is, God, look, I believe you're there, but I believe you're there, but I don't believe you're here. I believe you're there. I don't believe you're here. I don't believe you know what's in this book. I don't think you're responsible. I don't think you even know what's in this book. But other people believe it, and it's junk, and we're fighting over it, and there's wars over it. And why aren't you doing something about it? Why don't you send us a better book? Maybe a revised version. Okay. Now, again, and all of the people that you made in your image still believing that junk is true, well, I know it ain't, and so do you. Now, what part is not true? Okay. Again, is the whole book shit because he's saying you didn't write any of it? Or is he also talking about the concepts that God is a God of love and caring, that he listens, that he acts? Because that's not what the evidence shows. And we, being people of faith, are also people of evidence. We'll discuss that later if there's time. Continues. Okay. Dear God, now I can't believe in, I don't believe in, I won't believe in. Okay. 3 things right there. It's like the equivalent of the Holy Trinity. Okay. This mirrors the Holy Trinity of doubt. Can't believe in, I don't believe in, I won't believe in. And these are the things that he can't, don't, and won't believe in. Heaven and hell. Okay, I'm going to read it kind of like it is in there. It's pretty long section, and we'll go back to breaking down what we need to break down if we need to break it down. Okay, I won't believe in heaven and hell, no saints, no sinners, no devil as well, no pearly gates, no thorny crown. You're always letting us humans down. The wars you bring, the babes you drown, those lost at sea and never found. And it's the same the whole world round. The hurt I see helps to compound. The Father, Son, and Holy Ghost is just somebody's unholy hoax. And if you're up there and you perceive that my heart's here upon my sleeve, if there's one thing I don't believe in, it's you, dear God. Now, before I get those last two words, which are sung by the same child, Jasmine, the last two lines are, it's you, dear God. Now, it ends the way it began, in a child's voice and with the words, dear God. Now, in the beginning, she's writing a letter, and it's like, dear God. But at the end, it's like, dear God. Dear God. See, same words, different meaning. And it's a child's voice because, in theory, we are all God's children. In theory. Now I'm going to back up just a tad because he says he does not believe in heaven or hell, no saints or sinners, okay? No devil as well. That pretty much in case that's like the saints, sinners, doesn't, no, I don't believe in that shit. No pearly gates, don't believe in that. No thorny crown. Well, there's only one character in the Bible that I'm aware of who wore a thorny crown. And that was supposed to be Jesus. So he says, okay, not only do I not believe in you, I don't believe in your son. Or maybe I don't believe that he suffered, because that's what the thorny crown is. The thorny crown is symbolic of the suffering. So I don't believe he suffered. Not for me. Nope. And guess what? You made us in your image and you keep letting us down. You know, now he's blaming God directly for the wars you bring. Saying here, the wars you bring, the babes you drown. Okay? Now, let us go back to the question he asked earlier. Did you make us after we made you? And if we made God, we are the ones bringing the wars. We are the ones bringing the babes, drowning the babes. So we are the ones that have to stop it, not God. So, but we've already seen, according to Jacob, that God is not the one who does the acting. Okay? Now, you say, well, what about the great floods? We'll talk about that later. But it's not that, and technically, God may not have brought those floods. I'm just saying. Let's say God saw the flood was coming and couldn't stop it. It's like, oh shit, there's a flood, but I really can't stop it. Angels, go down and tell those people that I'm going to destroy the world because they're bad. They're so bad. Some of you are going to survive, and the ones that survive are good. And to be honest, I don't know which ones are going to survive because I don't know which ones can swim. I'm assuming that the black ones can swim, but I don't know. We never tested it. We're about to find out. So it's possible, you know, that he saw it coming and just warned people. That's what the angels do. The flood's coming. So go down and talk to Noah. I can't stop the flood. Get prepared. Get ready. It's coming. He probably said the same thing to the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, look, there's a meteor coming. I can't stop it. I don't know how to stop it. But if I were you, I would start preparing for a lot of ash and a lot of darkness and maybe some very cold days. Some of you bigger animals, you may want to scale down. We'll see what happens. We'll see who survives. So, those lost at sea and never found, okay? And it's the same the whole world round, okay? It doesn't matter what religion you are. in the whole world. Doesn't matter if you're Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hindu, Zoroastrian, Baha'i faith, doesn't matter. We're all suffering. Buddhists, we're all suffering. It's the same all over the world. We're all suffering. And why aren't you doing something? Okay. So with all of that, and the prophet Andrew says, look, God, my heart's here upon my sleeve. I'm not hiding anything from you. I'm telling you what I'm thinking. And you're losing me. You're losing me. I'm losing my faith. You're losing me. And it's not just me, because there was a kid that wrote a letter earlier. You're going to lose that kid too. So that's at least two of us. And according to the Hollywood rules, if you receive 2 letters, okay, you got 1 letter and 1 complaint, that represents 10,000. This is at least 20,000. Okay. At least 20,000 complaining. And if you accept those 20,000, then there's probably 10,000 for each of those 20,000 at any rate. There's a lot of complaining down here. Why haven't you done something? You know, I can't believe it. It's you, dear God. Like I said, it ends with a child's voice. Now, brothers and sisters, I know we spent a lot of extra time on this one. A lot of extra time, because it's a great song. I suggest you listen to it, and you listen to it and hear me singing it. I'm gonna take this time to remind people that there's a new episode of Way Past Funny with John Kenneth from John Kenneth Live. It's available on YouTube. And soon it will be available on YouTube on GD Fenderson's YouTube page, or you can probably just Google down Way Past Funny, or go to the Facebook page, John Kenneth. Go to GD Fenderson's Facebook page. John Kenneth is on there. They've done Way Past Funny. It's a new episode. Check it out. And GD Fenderson asked me to, and I got this. Producer people, I got this one. I got my finger right on the button. I didn't know it was, but it is. He's doing a show called Funny Old Farts. Here's the little blurb for it. Look for it on YouTube and TikTok. Here's the show. Here's the thing about the show.
The Church of Satire Comedy Club presents Funny Old Farts, featuring G.D. Fenderson.
You know you want it, you dirty little bird.
Walter Gottlieb.
Okay, who's got their hand on my ass?
David Yakeley.
Pigeons taste like chicken.
And Sandy Bernstein.
I deserve to be pampered.
Come and experience Funny Old Farts on November 20th at 7 p.m. at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 106 Broadway in Hanover, Pennsylvania. Tickets are $15 and are available online at churchofsatirecomedyclub.com and at the door. You must be 18 or over to get in, and as always, it's BYOB. Funny Old Farts. We've seen some shit. And you can too on November 20th at the Church of Satire Comedy Club at 7 p.m. Doors open at 6:30 p.m.
Man, that's such a good short there. Good short. And it's short. It's a short. Who knew? Funny Old Farts, November 20th. It's just going to be a good show. It's going to be a good show. I've already seen some of the material that's going to be done there. It's going to be a good show. So, before I close, I want to thank those of you who have subscribed to my fledgling YouTube channel, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Bless you. Thank you. And also my YouTube. My Facebook fan page, the same name, Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, with an E, ROLLE. I also invite you to check out GD Fenderson at gigsalad.com. Next time you need to hire a comedian or humorist for a private event, please do so. Check them out. Forgot what it's called, gigsalad.com/GD Fenderson. So, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona Roll, my kids Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie Roll, and our dog Stop Dropping Roll, I wish you safe travels And I hope you'll join us next week at 9 a.m. Eastern Orthodox Time on Mind Dog TV and everywhere that our word is heard. Brothers and sisters, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Fuck yeah! That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. That's right.